Nah, modern's a pretty wild animal. It decks like that play, you know, the Blood Moon decks that are uninteresting, they make pretty deep runs a lot of the time. We want to keep this. Yeah, let's start the day by making bad decisions. Why not? We've got to settle in a Fumigate too, and if we just run off, it's chat, not on screen on purpose. No, it's not. Just fucking. Just chat. Go. Alright. At some point, I will stop using Twitch alerts and I will start using something else that doesn't require me to manually refresh 600 things. Thanks for the heads up. This is a donation deck list. We're just playing card for card a deck list someone sent me. I have no thoughts, opinions, or feelings on any of the cards or numbers in this deck without playing some numbered games with it. There are lots of really bad decks that are fun to play in Legacy. Allurin is among them. Decks that are certainly not very good, but fun to play. Man, what a tilt. What a TILT tilt. I wasn't gonna be upset if we didn't hit a blue land, but like just like no land in 4 draw steps. About 5 draw steps. How about a 6 draw step? Oh, look at that. We're so lucky. So lucky, drew a Fetid Pool. Yeah, the in-game chat is there because otherwise, where would my chat be if I don't want the chat over the game board? And there'll be idiots that complain that the chat's over the game board. Did you want a different show? Goes, yep. Alright, sweet. We hit again. Pass the turn. You can hold up Supreme Will / Opt. Looking for some lands here. Gonna learn what a weak cantrip Opt is. Looking for a land. Looking for a land. Love to draw this land. Yep, Stone Fortress should be a great unbanned in Modern. Draw 2 cards. Discard 2 cards. Your target attacking your block. Sure. Probably burn the farm on the Whirler Virtuoso next turn. Just cut their clock down to 1 point a turn. Opponent mulliganed a bunch and then hasn't played another shard, so we don't know if they have any other thresholds here. We're Harness Lightning. A Whirler Virtuoso. I like this line. This is a sweet line from the opponents. They're turning this Harness Lightning into a Thopter. There's also a deck list on the screen. Click the deck list button. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and impulse here. Try and find an approach. Glimmer, I guess. Seems fine. I'm just casting a Fumigate here. Guess Fumigate. That. Getting into the trials. I want to play this land. I think I want to play this land out. Probably wouldn't mind getting to be able to play Approach through Spell Pierce. Our opponent has so little going on, like it really doesn't matter. They're attacking the Gideon for 1, that's great. I'm gonna play out a Servant of the Conduit, sure. And a Glimmer here at end step. Probably untap Fumigate. Well, we're just starting. I put a mulligan to bunch and then miss some land drops, so that's going well for us. Magic's a lot easier when your opponent doesn't actually play the game. Alright, so that lets me play Approach through a Spell Pierce, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Plus on the Swirler Virtuoso. This is a user submitted deck list for one of my donation deck lists. I feel like this is a Gearhulk matchup post board. Anyone else feel that way? Feels like a Gearhulk matchup post board. Meltdown doesn't seem particularly good. Scatter seems fine. Market seems okay. I'm bringing in Gearhulks. Am I supposed to cut Settle the Wreckage? It's unfortunate. I didn't write the decklist plugin, so feel free to report that to the person that wrote it. I wonder if Jace's defeat is good in this matchup. Yeah, Settle's great with Gearhulk, I agree. Cut an Approach, maybe? Yeah, probably. The deck that has a bunch of removal in it is bad against the control deck game one. That's weird. Yeah, I guess farm market's not that stellar. Got awkward timing restrictions. Try this. Jace's defeat is okay. It's not basically a negate. It doesn't counter Chandra. Chandra's one of the cards you really care about. I think it's pretty disingenuous to call it basically negate. If Jace the Mind Sculptor saw an unbanned, it would have very little impact on Modern. It would probably be a good unban. The fact that Jace the Mind Sculptor is banned in Modern and people are dying on turn 3 and 4 anyways is just like, it's comical. Like, you'd rather have people lose the game on turn 3 than like have them cast a powerful Planeswalker on 4. Man, I'm just timing people out. Get the fuck out of here. I'm so tired of people just like, one, this archetype has not been having a lot of success as is. So like, that's one of my favorite things. When you work on a tier 2 deck and everyone sits there and like tells you why the card choices you've made in your tier 2 deck aren't good. And it's just like, well, this deck is tier 2 because it's not powerful enough with the stock card choices. So experimenting with non-stock card choices is a great way to take it from being tier 2 and possibly making it better. Please do not use the word retard in a derogatory way. First and only warning. Look at that, someone got him. Alright, I'm just gonna play this Gideon since I don't have another thing here. I guess this kind of sucks if they have another Glorybringer. But I'm playing the Search this turn anyway, so I might as well do this. Okay, add another Dargon. Look. Put Glacial Fortress in the bin. Nope. Would love a 6 land. Cards being too expensive is not a reason to make them be legal or make them not be legal. That's a crap cop out reason. It's a crap cop out reason. We don't ban Tarmogoyf, we don't ban Liliana of the Veil. Because these cards are expensive. Magic is a luxury hobby. You are not entitled to own Magic cards. You are not entitled to Magic cards being affordable. It is a moderately expensive luxury hobby. I get it, you would be upset if you couldn't own a playset of Jace the Mind Sculptors. You're allowed to be kind of upset by that, but you're not, by no means does anyone owe you the ability to own a format staple. I'm gonna flash in this Torrential Gearhulk. Just flashback a Supreme Wills and Impulse. Sure. No, you should complain to Magic Online. There's no reason why I should have to. I will do my best to read the card name, but I'm not relocating my thing. You shouldn't have to. I'm gonna put planes in my bin. Yes. I'd like to transform this, yes. There's every other card that's templated like this has a pop-up in the revealed card zone, and this doesn't have a pop-up in the revealed card zone. Fatso with the $4.99 a month resubscription. Did that notification come up, or did it get missed again? Did it just get missed again? God, Streamlabs is so miserable lately. No, it's in the text box. Yeah. Actually just programmed as well as the rest of Magic Online. Got swallowed by labs. We're gonna test that just to be sure. Thank you very much for the resub. Fatso85, I appreciate the continued support. I'm gonna, oh, that's the wrong one. Twitch alerts. Cycle this. Morning, Kitchen Binks. Dwight. Cycle the Censor that's not doing anything in case we had something like a Gideon here. Glimmer's fine. I'm gonna hold the Glimmer for now. No, I haven't been playing much paper. Paper's really expensive to travel. Been playing online. Or more convenient. Do I want an approach? I feel like I really don't want an approach at this point, right? Azcanta is very good. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I don't want to win the game by mistake. That would be terrible. I mean, like, adding a bunch of cards to Modern that, like, aren't good in existing decks is probably fine. Why win the game when you draw? See, these people understand. Yeah, maybe I should have done that in response and then scattered that. That's very possible. I'll look for Azcanta here, probably. Caleb Durdward's been, like, trying his darndest to, like, put Azcanta into everything in Modern, and they've all but seemed pretty bad. People are just, like, terrified of changes always. Those people are like, Modern's fine now, don't shake the boat. And it's like, well, if we shake the boat and make fair decks better, I don't think that's a problem. And win despite of it, right? Alrighty. Gideon's actually a pretty good pickup there, right? Because it's going to be able to negate this Longtusk Cub for a little while. We get negated here? Yeah, it is. I agree. It's probably much too slow for Modern, just like a bunch of other cards are much too slow for Modern. Like Jace and Bloodbraid Elf and... Isn't the next PT the Modern PT? So wouldn't they have had to abandon this previous cycle? I'm scattering this because there's a non-zero chance that, like, my opponent has a negate here. So, like, I don't want to, like, lean on a Fumigate as my way to... Well, you could argue we have not found Azcanta. Maybe I should have just cast Glimmer there. Greenwell. Alright. A non-zero chance this eats a negate. Not getting Spell Pierced at least. Alright, yep, there's the negate. And I get to go ahead and plus this here. And this means our Fumigate's pretty likely to resolve when we find that. I get to kill Gideon here, but that's fine. I get a bunch of looks at, So this Gideon gained us what? Like, it was like a double time walk, basically? Alrighty. So they chose to counter my approach, and then, we did that. You do not want to play against Punishing Fire in Modern. It's miserable. Just a completely miserable experience. Not fun nor interactive. Actually, that's a lot. Punishing Fire is by definition interactive. It just makes a lot of things miserable. So you're going to have to make 3 things here. It's possible they have another negate. They just, like, weren't countering the Fumigate because they had this Whirler Virtuoso in the tank. Let's talk about this card, Glimmer of Genius. I should probably just start casting these Glimmers instead of continuing to search for Azcanta. Clean this dork right on up here. Getting negated here. Okay. If one more of those in my deck. Then I've got a couple Settle the Wreckage and a couple Torrential Gearhulks. So we're dead in 3 right now. All right, pretty good. I guess I'd rather have them counter that than counter a Gearhulk with that, right? This Gideon's fine, because it's going to turn off this Whirler Virtuoso. last time they directed all of their attention at the Gideon that we played, so there's a good chance they stopped or start attacking this. I'm going to play the Search for Azcanta too, because it does let us have some selection. The flip on the Search for Azcanta is optional, so we can just sit there and basically scry one with it every turn. God bless, they're attacking this Gideon. Email, Twitter, Twitch message, lots of different ways you can get to me. We have another counterspell in our hand here. I guess that's not too surprising. Why even bother with the inks? It's a distractor. Because like we're dead in 2 if I don't use this Gideon, right? I don't want this. I think taking the Optus fine here. Guess that's okay. Looking for another sweeper. Settle, Fumigate, Gearhulk. Put Glimmer of Genius in my bin. No. No, don't transform. Cast it like this. Bottom that, top that. Okie doke. Let's just get him. Alright. Gideon beatdown plan engaged. Opponent's had enough. Alright, pretty easy 2-0 for the first one there. Thoughts on Bug, Planeswalker, and Standard? I don't know. It's not a deck, so it's probably not very good. There were like a couple of control decks that did well. They're like, I don't know if they did well. People brought control decks to Worlds, right? So like, I guess I haven't kept up a ton on the metagame. Like, are there a bunch of control decks that have had success outside of Worlds? That's fantastic. Would love to try and find Azcanta. That resolved. God bless. More teamer. Standard is diverse and interesting. Put Glacial Fortress in the bin. I think I want that actually, so that way I can go to Primo this turn and possibly Settle the Wreckage next turn. Yeah, the Twitch extensions are really cool. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna cycle this Irrigated Farmland. It's not an API. Nothing interfaces with Magic Online. I manually upload my deck list to that site, just like I manually upload it to Tapped Out. It's just this website integrates with Twitch, unlike Tapped Out. We need a counter for how many T-Red decks we see. We're only gonna play 4 or 5 matches, so we'll only see 4 or 5. Thank you, Infinite Consortium, for the resub. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. 4 months. What do we got on top here? Glimmer of Genius. I think I'll take that. Probably Glimmer this turn. If they attack with multiple things, we'll Settle the Wreckage, but if they just attack with the Cub again, we'll probably Glimmer. Yeah, we're gonna play Hex after this league. The Twitch extensions don't show up on mobile currently. If you go to the information section of the stream, there are still links to the deck list there. Is U-White approach favored versus Team Orange? I would assume that this is a bad matchup for Blue-White approach. Settling on 4 is kind of scary because I'm giving them extra mana to work with here. I would assume the Exalted cards are 2 or 3 sets out, but don't quote me on that. I don't know about a buy game 1. You can have some scary... Oh, no other land is great for us. So just taking a turn off here so we get Supreme Will stuff next turn. Pretty fantastic. I could put Fetid Pools in my bin. Yes, I would. Fortress, sure. So like snapping a Supreme Will on any kind of threat here that it can counter. Bad mana leak, still good enough for standard, turns out. Glimmer of Genius. Would have been that for now. It's a good pickup. Again, basically on the Supreme Willing, anything that's reasonable, casting Glimmer otherwise. Why? Just there's a Cycle Land. Just Cycle Land's 5/6. It's fine. It's cleaned away in Fumigate. Not that we could Supreme Will it anyways. I have to go ahead and try and Glimmer here. I just want both of these, right? I get 2 shots at a land here with this Azcanta. Watch bots. Okay. Oh, the Azcanta's gonna turn into a land. This card's great. Why? This card's so dumb. Waiting on the opponent to click OK. Hope everyone's having a great morning. Tuesday, put search for Azcanta into my bin. Yeah, I think I can get rid of the second one. That's fine. I'd love to transform this. I mean, like, it has to be busted, right? It's like one of the only playable Magic cards in that set. There aren't many playable Magic cards in that set. This is all we got. We get to Fumigate next turn plus Supreme Will. Oh yeah, glory to the dragon. We can take 6 and go to 18 here, and then we'll go back up to 20 when we Fumigate. I guess Field of Ruin is technically in that set. This card's actually pretty good. I think it's pretty good in the modern control decks too. It's like a Ghost Quarter that has a clunkier activation cost, but like doesn't put you down a land. Sure, that resolves. There's a bunch of reprinted cards in the set that are fine, right? Like, Watsy just doesn't design good new cards. I've cast the spell, really. Neat. We're 1-0 in this league, and this is the first game of this match. God, stupid fly. I should probably mute my microphone while I'm trying to swat a fly. Sorry. Alright, scatter, Gearhulk, settle. I cut and approach in the farm to markets last time. Also, I cut the meltdowns. Oh, I wasn't just slow clapping myself. That's correct. There was a fly buzzing around. I kind of wouldn't mind this Jace's defeat. Do this. Oh, you're saying I could have taken the cast out because then I could just cycle it and then cast the approach that same turn? Sure. I'd believe that. I wasn't counting. We were just far enough ahead that it didn't matter. This deck's kind of fallen off the map. Gonna be too surprised, but it's not 100% sure what they're supposed to be doing here. Yep, the pools are just cycle islands. I don't love Negate. I don't think fighting over their counters is a place we want to be in life a lot of the time. There are links to the deck list in the stream information below. If you're on the desktop, there's literally a deck list button you can click on the screen. Feel free to use those tools to access the information you're asking about in chat. Sounds pretty good. It's got a opt on 1 to hopefully find some more mana, and then we've got a Censor for their turn 3 play, ideally. They've turn 2 long touch cub will be a little bit sad, but still not the end of the world. Yeah, someone else mentioned that earlier. Not much I can do about that. Alright, I'm just gonna play this tapped on 1 as opposed to playing the opt. Alright, there's the cub. Yeah, I agree. Standard's in kind of a weird spot. Like, what's a good way to put it? The actual games I'm playing in Standard feel like they're, like, interesting and interactive, but at the same time, I feel like I've just been, like, playing with these cards for forever, and, like, I'm just kind of bored with them a little bit. Like, the cards in Ixalan are just so weak compared to this energy mechanic that's just, like, pretty obviously a design mistake that, like, these long touch cubs have just been like, when was this card printed? Do you have a copyright date on here? We don't have a copyright date on Magic Online, but like, you know, whenever these cards came into existence. In the market for another land? Yeah, let's be greedy. Yay! Get greedy, get rewarded. I had this cycle too, plus a couple draw steps. So I think bottoming that land there is fine. I guess we're technically supposed to cycle first, right? So we like get to opt with more information because like we're not gonna get to choose this card. Originally September 30 last year. Yeah, so we've been playing with these cards for a year, and like we're gonna be playing with these cards for another year, and like the Magic community does a lot of things that I don't care for, but like the fact that they cried and complained and got Wizards to walk back on the faster set rotations is just like one of the worst things they've ever done for the game, like in terms of like keeping Standard interesting and diverse. Yeah, these we're gonna be like, we are literally gonna be playing Kaladesh block constructed until September of next year. Magic rotates once per year, and it's in the fall. And we just had a rotation. Man, this cub is gonna just like ranch us, huh? Gobble, gobble. It's like dead next turn almost. I'm gonna hold on to this. We're gonna try and cast this out. Hopefully we can hit like a Fumigate or a Settle the Wreckage so we can cast this out. We'll get countered, and then the next turn we can Fumigate. If players could not afford such a fetch, it is. I would like to point something out though. Whenever people point out cost, the company that controls how quickly the cards rotate also controls how expensive Standard is to play. So if the argument is we can't rotate this often because it would make Standard too expensive for too many people, you could also counter that with the fact that, well, Wizards of the Coast could just make Standard less expensive. Like that's literally an option Wizards of the Coast has. It's like the Jace the Mind Sculptor argument for Modern. Like, can't do that, it's too expensive. It's like, well, Wizards could just print more Jace the Mind Sculptors. Like, that's not something that they're not allowed to do. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, people talk about the faster rotation cycle. The faster rotation cycle that they had only makes it's not even about making packs cheaper. It's about putting format staples in rarity slots that aren't mythic. Like, put your format staples at uncommons and rares, and your format becomes cheaper. Yeah, Magic's also, again, it's a luxury hobby, right? So, like, all right, we're dead. We said the Tam's gonna be soft to turn 2 Cubby Bear, and that's exactly what happened. The other thing too is, like, under this current Standard rotation that we have right now, half the sets are only legal for 18 and 15 months as is. So the faster rotation cycle was only shortening the lifespan of two sets per year. Because 2 sets per year right now are only legal for 15 and 18 months anyways. There's 2 other sets, Kaladesh and whatever the set after Kaladesh is, I can't even tell you what it's called offhand. Those are legal for 24 and 21 months. And Ixalan's going to be legal for 24 months. But the set that comes after this next one is only going to be legal for 18 months anyways. Aether Revolt. Yeah, AER will be legal for 21 months. There you go. Those 2 sets are legal for longer, but most sets aren't. Hey, Deveron, luxury bathing in format staples is the only thing keeping me alive. Thank you for the continued support. Welcome back. I wonder if there's someone at Wizards of the Coast that just like gets in trouble every time I'm towards the top of the Magic Twitch channel. There's like, Hogland is on Twitch again talking about the shit we're supposed to be doing. That's just no good. We're number 2 on the Twitch channel, the Twitch section right now. It makes me a little smile, hoping that someone's got their toes curling over the stuff that I'm saying here. I like Green Black Tron. I played Green Black Tron in the team event this past weekend. I've streamed Green Black Tron a few times in the last week. think that's definitely the optimal configuration, optimal color combination. Yeah, basically they went after the wrong thing, right? They were like, no, we don't want shorter rotation. We don't want rotation. We don't want rotation to change because it'll make standard more expensive. When it's like, well, reality, you could just like make standard cheaper by just like making standard cheaper, like doing things to make sure the staples are available. It's there, past the turn. I could deal with mentally. I mean, I'm double queuing streaming with watching Power Rangers in the background because Declan's been on a Power Rangers kick. So we went undefeated in the Swiss tracks and then promptly died in the first round of single elimination. Basically the story of my TCG career. But opt into my graveyard. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I'd rather try and hit a land here. I also just want to like flip this as soon as possible because it'll be a land once we flip it. Yeah, Matt and I made a mistake by letting our Legacy player play Stoneblade. We should have just like looked our Legacy player in the face and been like, look, if you want to play Legacy on the team, you have to play Delver because Delver is the only competitive deck in Legacy. And I mean, to be fair, a lot of the format staples in this current format aren't mythics, right? Like, there's a lot of staples in this current format that are, what's the word I'm searching for? That are common, and uncommon. Like, my opponent's like only played commons and uncommon so far, right? It's just like cards like Chandra and Scarab God that just like push the cost of the format way up because they're mythics. Yeah, getting rid of top was great. Looking for Fumigates and... Is Gearhulk good enough? This Gearhulk might be good enough. I don't think I want these other cards more. Maybe I'm supposed to take the land there. I don't know. I have searched for Azcanta to find lands and make another land. Trigger on search. Would you like to put Censor into your bin? I would, in fact. Settle the Wreckage is a great draw. They ship both these servants into my Gideon. We're going to settle the Wreckage 10 out of 10. Put my vibrating phone off my desk so that way it doesn't keep picking up on the microphone. I had that complaint yesterday. Turn the vibration off. My headset is here on the desk next to me. I have, I picked up a Blue Yeti microphone. This means my Gideon gets to survive for another turn here, which is great. Nissa. That's pretty good. Huh. Thankfully we get to flip this search for Azcanta into a... Well, they get to ultimate that next turn, don't they? It's annoying. Drawing Fumigate would be great, so that way we could Fumigate and then hit this Nissa for 4. Can we grind through a Nissa alt? I wonder if we can. It's an interesting question. There's 7 or 8 legal Nissas. Another cub, sure. Yep. Alright, go Gadget Gearhulk. We'll run into a Jace's defeat or a scatter. Some of these decks have Supreme Will on the board too. Sweet. Gonna go ahead and flashback the Supreme Will. I guess this could get Harness Lightninged. Maybe I'm supposed to settle the wreckage, but I have a hard time passing up a good solid impulse here. Would like an approach. So Settle only gets rid of their attacking troops, so I wouldn't get rid of the Long Tusk Cubs here. They have Harness Lightning in post board. Okay. I'm gonna lose Gideon here. Feels a little bit bad. I guess they only have 1 card left, so we do just get to like cast this approach and like try and win the game that way. Pierce me, baby. Oh, no Pierce. That's so good for me. We are up a game here as well, so. Glory to the Hypnotoad. Yeah, we're gonna play Hex later. Like a different format, right? We're gonna take 4, 5, 6, 11, 15. That's a lot of damages. I think Birthing Pod's a fine unbanned in Modern. I think it's comical to say Birthing Pod is too good, but Storm is fine. Is this game 3? Did we lose? Oh, we did lose a game, right? We lost to the Cub on the play? Yeah, you're right, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. It gets blurred when we've played against the same deck twice. I lose track of what game we're on. Fumigate? Settle the Wreckage? And dead. I guess we could take this Censor and then we can cycle the Censor into Settle the Wreckage. Dead. Yeah, someone asked earlier how I felt. Yeah, this was game 3, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the match that we lost to the Turn 2 Cub. I'm pretty sure this matchup's bad for us. Like, Teamer Energy is a bad matchup for most decks in Standard. The Teamer Energy deck is much better than what most people are doing in Standard. I only had 5 lands. Dimir Spy. Otherwise, yeah, we'd have taken the Gearhulk. Gearhulk was not castable there, unfortunately. We had exactly 8 mana. Yep. There's a bunch of people playing other decks that are like kind of interesting, and like some of them are like cute metagamey decks that are like good against Teamer, but in actuality like aren't actually that good against Teamer. We do not hit. Hi, do you want to sit by Dad? You want to come sit by Dad? Hey, Cardboard Crackling with the brand new $4.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much for the support. I do appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. So if you're enjoying what you see, please consider doing as Cardboard Cracking did and subscribing on Twitch. Do I want to put a Censor into my pen? I think I do at this point. Am I holding up Supreme Will / Censor at this point? Maybe. Don't hit my keyboard with the trade track turn. Little Hogland is annoying here. You're king annoying toddler. King annoying toddler. I'm just gonna play Gideon here. Their scary card costs 4. Here, Brett. It's like I could have countered this hidden stockpile had I. Don't you try to hit my keyboard, Brett. It's a game now. It's a game. Stab the keyboard with the trade tracks. It's a game. All right, we're bidding anything that's not an untapped land. I'm a liar. I'm gonna take the tapped land. Yeah, both of these token strategies have been doing pretty well in Standard. Abzan and Esper. The classic check if magic online's broken attack with the creature that can't deal damage. Sure, but like those pod chains like already existed. Like Kiki Pod could what? Kiki Pod could kill people with like 3 lands and 2 mana dorks or something obnoxious like that, or like a 1-drop and a 2-drop. Looking for lands. Yeah, I would like to put Settle the Wreckage in the bin actually and just hit my land drops. Yeah, basically they're not beating approach, so we're just like get to 7, cast approach, find approach again. Huh. Yeah, I really don't care about that, right? Especially if they're gonna like take the time to kill my Gideon. Oh no, not my Gideon. Please don't kill him 4 turns from now. How will I ever win the game without my Gideon? Yeah, that's the reason Wizards of the Coast gave. But like, that's a load of crap. Because like, if you're worried about a 4 mana artifact that only activates as a sorcery being too strong, an effect like that is embarrassing in Modern right now. It is not good. The decks that like, if the deck playing a 4 mana sorcery speed card to win the game is too good in Modern, that's a Modern format I want to play in. It's not a Modern format where like my opponent's casting Gifts Ungiven on turn 3 and then I'm dying on their 4, or I'm just dying on their turn 3 when they cast Gifts Ungiven. I would much rather lose long grindy games to a Birthing Pod deck than lose on turn 2 or turn 3 to a Storm deck or a Cheerios deck or anything else that's like obnoxious and allowed in Modern. Whatever. 3-mana artifact, sure. You're technically correct. Sweet. Hit land number 7 naturally, so I don't have to cycle the Supreme Well. Okay, all I'm going to say is, as someone who enjoys playing fair interactive Magic, I would much rather play against Birthing Pod than Collected Company. As someone who's played a lot of really bad control decks in Modern and mid-range decks in Modern, Collected Company is a more obnoxious card to play against than Birthing Pod. Birthing Pod, you can just, like, have Kolaghan's Commands and Maelstrom Pulses and Ancient Grudges and Stony Silence even to turn it off and just, like, turn off their powerful card or shatter it or destroy it, and it doesn't generate value for them. It's just like, it just goes back to the same thing. It's just like, every card that could possibly be unbanned, there's always some whiner that says it's too powerful and would break the format. And then we unbanned Sword of the Meek and it didn't break the format. And we unbanned, what are the cards? We unbanned Bitter Blossom, it didn't break the format. We unbanned Ancestral Vision, it didn't break the format. We unbanned Wild Nacatl, it didn't break the format. People gonna cry, regardless of what's legal and what's not. It's just like, eh. I remember Land Tax and Legacy, right? Just like all of these cards that people are like, no, Golgari Grave Troll did not. Okay, this is just a good example of like Wizards of the Coast not understanding game design. Golgari Grave Troll didn't break Dredge in Modern. Prized Amalgam and Cathartic Reunion broke King Dredge in Modern. Those are the cards that push Dredge over the top. Now, what Wizards of the Coast did very foolishly, because apparently they're not very bright, is they unbanned Golgari Grave Troll while also printing other busted cards into Dredge. That's what happened. Wizards of the Coast wasn't just like, let's unban this powerful Dredge card. They're like, let's unban this powerful Dredge card and then give Dredge 2 other cards that are much better than the cards they've already been playing. That's what pushed Dredge over the top. But shh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're getting Lost Legacy postboards. Let's bring these in. All these negates seem great. Aether Meltdown and Scatter seem bad. Gideon's actually not very good, right? It feels weird to cut this against a deck that might be Lost Legacying me, but Gideon does not seem particularly good. Yeah, they added Neonate too. Just like gave them so many good cards, and people are like, well, shouldn't unban Grave Troll. It's like, no, that's not the problem. I get it that you can't analyze. Yes, Renegade Rally would be awesome. I would love to pod Voice of Resurgence into Renegade Rallier. Mental Misstep, much like Gitaxian Probe, should just remain banned because it's a miserable card that's terrible game design. It's a miserable card that's got terrible design. Yeah, I think this is fine. Seems kind of clunky. I think it's good. Let's hit Plains or Island here in 2 draws so we can just play one of these fortresses untapped. Yeah, I agree, Brian. All these random decks getting dismembers and stuff. I also dislike that, like, Ancient Tomb is Modern legal for 1 deck. But that's a different story. I'm just gonna hold up Negate here, I think. I don't think getting searched down right away is too important. Duress, that's kind of tilt. Out of my hand. Now I wish I would have played this. I think Dredge fell off due to other reasons too. I mean, Dredge, like, just also isn't good against Storm. Like, Dredge is good at beating up fair decks in Modern, and fair decks in Modern are basically unplayable right now. Like, the only match that's, like, relatively good for Dredge is, like, traditional Tron, and, like, even that deck's not terribly popular. I think I'm just passing the turn here. And, like, there's a lot of incidental graveyard hate in Modern, too, because, what's the word I'm searching for? Storm, graveyard hate is decent against Storm, so, like, even though Dredge isn't popular, people are, like, still playing graveyard hate. Alright, yes. Search. We might just die to, like, mediocre token beats here. If we don't find a Settle the Wreckage or a Fumigate soon. Negate this. They're basically out of gas at this point, and this will help them get more gas. Don't play like a powerful enchantment. Oh, now. Oh, that's fine. Probably dead. We're losing our approaches. Can just Gearhulks win this matchup? I don't know if they can. Put Censor into my bin. Yes, please. Hey, Yahtzee. Morning, two Mo's. Results. Alright, so we get to flip this search this turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna play another search out here. Like, get mad selection going on. We want to find all three of our Gearhulks as soon as possible here. Just like Rip Anointed Procession. Angel of Sanctions. Yeah, sure, that really doesn't matter, right? I really don't want to show them Settle the Wreckage. I'm gonna take Glimmer of Genius. This is legendary, so like they can only produce one thing a turn, so eventually I could find multiple Gearhulks. I would get rid of Deathrite Shaman and get Taxian Probe if I had control of Legacy. I don't think either of those cards are particularly interesting. In the context of the current Modern format, Eldrazi Temple is fine. In the context of like an interactive format where like fair decks are reasonable, Eldrazi Temple is not fine. As someone who would like to play like fair interactive Modern, like Eldrazi Temple is not fine in fair interactive Modern. They forgot to make a token at my end step. God bless. That's pretty good. It's a good thing I drew this cast out. Fetid Pool in my bin. Yes. I would not like to transform you. Field of Ruin. Look at that. Look at that. Boop. Boop. Man, Ghost Corridor is great. Let me tell you what. casting this out in response. And actually know what I want to do here. I think I'm just letting this happen so I can cast out the Anointed Procession. The problem with like casting out the processions and then you just tag the cast out and they get their procession back. I think I'd rather just impulse here and like try and find a way to deal with these things. Bottom, top, go. Have some lands. Treasure map's pretty good. I'll let them get some selection. Wow. They just had like runner, good draws. That's tough. It's gonna be tough not to crack. We got 10 lands right now. So I can cast out plus Gearhulk next turn. When I get this Gearhulk into play ASAP and start beating them down, I would love to put planes in my graveyard. Not like to transform those. We're looking for more Gearhulks at this point. I think letting them draw with Bloodfast is fine. Gonna make them take a bunch of damage. I can just kill them with this Gearhulk. Negate the crap out of this. This Gearhulk's gonna close the door pretty quickly on them. I think I'm actually going to Glimmer here as opposed to activating Azcanta. That's the real truth. That's true. That's true about anyone. Whenever anyone says that, they're like, "I've never lost a game in this matchup." It's like, well, you definitely haven't played enough games then. Magic has enough variance. I would not like to bin a Torrential Gearhulk. I would not like to flip this. All right, crack you for 5. The Gearhulk plan is looking pretty good here. You got Gearhulk, Negate, you got another Negate in my hand. They're down to 14, they have 2 cards in their hand. If they want to draw more cards with this Bloodfast, they're going to have to go down to like 10 or 12, which puts them pretty close to lethal. A lot of their powerful plays are, oh, I give them a bunch of treasures. Maybe I was supposed to get rid of the Anointed Procession there. That probably doesn't matter. Duress. How about I Gearhulk negate that? Alright, they have 6 mana here with these treasures, so they could play their last card in their hand here. If they have a Fumigate, we could actually lose this game, but I'd be pretty surprised if there's a Fumigate in their deck post board in this matchup. Put cast out into my graveyard. Nope. I would love a cast out. Nope, I would not like to transform that. Let's go and attack with both of these. If you want to see our plan for Teamer, you should check out the first 2 matches from today. They'll go up in the archive here after we're done playing today. We played Teamer in the first 2 rounds of this league. Yay! We're 2-1. I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Logan. We're hanging out playing some Blue-White Approach in Standard this morning. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. Helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and want to help support my content a little bit past that, there's a couple different ways you could do that. The best way is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Both of those help support myself financially directly, so I can spend more time producing content like this and less time doing other things. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. We love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hogan PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on all of your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you could save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using promo code Jeff12. You can save 12% there on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from their wide selection of custom artwork that they have on their website to use. And finally, SpareDeck.com, they offer kind of a unique service. Let's say you want to play some Blue-White Approach, but you don't own all these cards in Standard. SpareDeck will rent you any physical, Standard, or Modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month. It's very convenient if you only play in paper on occasion, or you change decks fairly often. It's easier to rent than to swap out buy lists and stuff like that. The house is collapsing around me. Declan is throwing around his trains on the table behind him. I did finish the Legacy League Shannon. I didn't stream it because I had to get the guy his true names back and I wasn't feeling well. I finished 3-2. I lost another Delver Mirror and then beat another bad non-Delver deck. Seems pretty mediocre. And again, this is just like one of the tough parts about playing an interactive deck in Magic is that, like, if my opponent's playing a mid-range deck, this hand just keeps probably fine, but like I don't think I can keep a hand that does nothing till turn 3 in good conscience. And then we're going to mulligan to this and keep it because it's better than going to 5, because mulliganing in Magic sucks. Yay! We're dead! This is good. I was worried this league was going to take too long. And this opponent has assured me that this league will not take too long. Ugh. Ugh, kill me! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just the deadest of deads. The deadest of deads. LED Dredge is a riot. Debated a 1K with that deck one time. It's really fun. One of those bad non-Delver decks. It's a riot though. The bad non-Delver decks in Legacy are almost always fun. Alright, good. Get this out of the way nice and quick. Bring in this, bring in this, bring in these. Alright, what am I cutting? Cast out seems mediocre. Don't really have time to be glimmering, I don't think. Cut and approach. I think I want Gearhulk just to like block and kill them. Search too slow, Supremo's probably too slow.
The bats. Bats. Bats.
You want to watch bots? Okay, put bots on. I got you, kid. Cast out for the god is so slow. Yeah, like Gearhulk just blocks the god as well. So yeah, I mean, as good as it gets, right? We're playing Failure to Comply because it was in the deck list I was sent as a donation deck list. Oh man, just never beating this card, huh? There's certainly a matchup where not having Regal Cackerels on the board is real bad. I think with this configuration of blue-white approach, this matchup is bad no matter how we reserve. So I don't really think like cutting corners, like all the options suck basically is what it comes down to. Money, dinero. The average SCG weekend, if I'm driving, costs me $200. If I'm flying, it costs me $500 or $600. Which, for those of you that are bad at math, means you have to top 8 to make a profit, or if you're flying, you have to top 8 to break even. And on top of the financial aspect, I also have to, and we can just melt this down, right? Save the Essence Scatter for a god next turn. On top of the money thing, like it takes, 3 days out of my life. It takes the 2 days playing there and half a day of travel on either side. Like my kids are older this year, so they notice when I'm gone more. Like if I sit at home and I top 8 the Magic Online Challenge event, on average I make more profit from that than I do from playing in an STG event. And like I get to play at home not wearing pants.
Up there, up that, up that, up.
Look at all these angry red cards. How dead is Daddy? Okay, this card. I'm just gonna save everyone some time here. Let's get one more in here, shall we? Just save everyone a little bit of time. That's gonna be the end result is gonna be the same. We could flail around here for like 20 more minutes, 10, 15 minutes, maybe even just 5 more minutes, but the end result is gonna be a match loss. So yeah, but like you could just watch me stream here. Like I stream for 4, 5, 6 hours on Sunday nights. So seeing me for 6 hours on a Sunday night is way more than you would see me on an SCG stream over the weekend. Pretty easy redraw here. No lands. I'm on the draw, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep this with a scry. Cause
I got it.
I'm gonna keep that. It technically lets us look at one more card. Should have let Declan play the match out, right? Real talk. Oh good. Oh good. I was worried we weren't gonna play teamer. Oh, ooh, opponent's playing a bad energy deck. That's probably good for us. I'm sure we're about to get dumpstered since I called this the bad energy deck, but this energy deck is much worse than Teamer.
Yeah, you're good today.
Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Bouncy, 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 Declan.
Ooh. I hate that.
Gonna bottom it on land, drawing on land. Gosh, Magic is fun. Is anyone else having as much fun as I am?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fair, Nigh Oblivion. We weren't punished the way things ended up working out, but yeah, that's fair. Just like opt on my turn, because like holding up 1's not representing anything relevant. I feel like I'm supposed to just take this hit and melt down at end steps, that way I can scatter a 2-drop here. If only the Glacial Fortress, right? Need more Fate Weave in my life. This is another reason to wait on the Aether Meltdown so we don't take extra damage from this Blossoming Defense. Gosh, Magic is fun. We're like just dead here, right? Guess if it running lands. Alright, I guess we're not just dead. This can kill something. Am I supposed to Gideon there? I don't think so. Like Sultai energy, okay. Rishkar. That's nip that one right in the bud, so it'll put add 4 power to the table with the Mind Constrictor out here. Untapped land. Okay. We gave it our college best here. Settle? Settle seems fine. It has to be a Gearhulk matchup, right? Because they could Lost Legacy us. Meltdown seems pretty terrible. Cast Out seems kind of clunky. Scatter seems good. Cut a Supreme Will. Do this. It's Whirler Virtuoso makes a difference. Harness Lightning is actually like the biggest payoff. Whirler Virtuoso is pretty good, but Harness Lightning is basically red Doomblade. Like, Fatal Push is pretty awkward in this format, especially because we don't have ways to consistently enable Revolt. And even when you have ways to consistently enable Revolt, it like still doesn't kill format staples like Glorybringer. Because we're dead, they're gonna get to play, and we're gonna kill one of their things. They're gonna play another threat and run us out of the game. Oh, it does mean we're dead on board, doesn't it? It actually means we're dead because they can just plus and put counters on it, and then attack with both. And even if we kill the Ballista, they shoot us for 4. Yeah, we're actually dead on board. I knew that. That's totally why I conceded. But yeah, we're actually dead on board if you think about it. Opt in to search for Azcanta. I'm just excited to play 4 lands in 4 turns. That's what I'm excited about. Just let's go. You need a treat? Need a treat? It doesn't look like I have any snacks down here. It seems like a mistake. Yeah, I have an okay curve. Gideon into Glimmer is pretty good. But Fetid Pool, yeah, I don't really need a land right now. Let's just fill the bin up. This is weird. We played 3 spells. I'm gonna give Sirius's Redlings deck a try that he's top 8 of the last 2 bashes with. He's top 8 of the last 2 bashes with the deck, so I wanna kick the tires on that, see how it feels. Glint Sleeve Siphoner is pretty scary. Put planes into my bin. No, I want to draw lands at this point. Plus this on Cubby Bear. Pass the turn. Glint Sleeve Siphoner is probably going to bury us. Yeah, I don't actually know. I don't actually know what this deck's good matchups are. I feel like I just don't have any. Right, that's a little bit of a tilt. They're gonna discard our Fumigate most likely. Maybe I'm just supposed to like let them look at our hand and they take the Settle. They might take the Glimmer though. I kind of just want to draw 2. This card's so good. This card's definitely one of the reasons to play black, but I just don't feel like not having Harness Lightning is worthwhile. This decks good matchups as bad players. Yeah, I'd believe that. I'd buy that. Buy that for a firm dollar. Run a little bit good is probably not terrible either. Love to ditch the Supreme Well.
Let's go to. I want to eat. I got the sheep. Mama cheat.
You need a treat?
The mom.
Yep. I mean, it's just like the same problem Magic's had for like the last 2 years, right? Like the threats are so obnoxious. Like when was the last time the threats weren't obnoxious and didn't generate a ton of card advantage? It was like when it was like before Cursive Crew Fix existed. Like it's cards like this. Like my 2 of the 3 cards my opponents have played have just like draw them more cards. So like they're applying pressure to me and they're drawing more cards than the control deck. This card is too good to not play, is what it comes down to. This card and Harness Lightning are just a god. Please, I really want to Fumigate so we can get Spell Pierced. Oh geez, we'd have been able to play. No, we couldn't play through Spell Pierces.
Oh no, my cheat.
You need a treat? All right, I will be right back. I have to acquire treats for the tiny child. All right, they'll be right back with snacks. Okay. Brought your treats, Betty. Black Lotus Shahrazad. Hey. You want Fig Newtons or cashews? You want a Newton? Okay. Sorry, Strawberry Newtons. Strawberry Newtons are far more delicious than Fig Newtons. This stream is in no way endorsed by Strawberry Newtons, but Newtons, if you're out there, it could be. And I'm so ready for this Gearhulk to get countered so I can die. Holy God. Are we literally dead? 11. Almost. All right. Who's ready to get spell pierced? Jace's defeat. Essence Scatter. Yep. Am I dead? Oh yeah, we're actually dead, right? Because this gives them 3 energy, which puts 4 more counters on here. Holy crap. That's the end of the league, right? We're dead. We're done. Look at that. All right, thoughts on blue-white approach. I don't think this deck is very good. What it? Just the rip the band-aid off impression. I think if you wanted to play this deck, you could probably make the configuration a little bit better. I think you do want Regal Cackerels or whatever they're called on the board. I think playing a Fumigate deck and not playing 4 Fumigates in the deck is really loose. I think this card is exceptionally well positioned in Standard. The problem is like the supporting cards for it aren't stellar. So I think there's merit to finding a good Fumigate deck. I think that's why this red-white approach deck was good, is because it had, and again, this deck only had 3 Fumigates in it too. Like the very first change I would make to this deck is like put in a 4th Fumigate. Like that would be the first change. So yeah, I don't think I would recommend playing this deck. It's pretty bad against the energy decks. Like most things that aren't the energy decks are bad against the energy decks, because like the energy decks are cracked in half because it's a bad mechanic. But I think if I wanted to try and be competitive against energy, not playing energy, I would not be playing this deck. There's so many negates and spell pierces and other things like that that are just like gonna put you in the ground. Let me play the red-white deck yet. So unfortunately, I can't just play like a single match. I hate leaving leagues unfinished, and like 2 mans are miserable value, and Moto doesn't have a ladder, so we're gonna pop on over to Hex, I think.